Hey y'all, welcome back to the Southern Cottage. I am Connie, and today is all about the bubblegum chain. It's not my favorite, but the deluxe part kicks it up just a little bit. And I'm going to tell you how that you can do this to where it's not so time consuming. I'm an instant gratification kind of girl. We'll get into that in a minute. But the history of the bubblegum chain is exactly that. Kids sitting in diners folding bubblegum wrappers or chewing gum wrappers and making these chains. So history of this goes back a long, long way. So back in March of this year, I was going through trying to find some new things to do, and I had some of these. These are store-bought. I had some of these and I was playing with them, and I came up with a way to make them deluxe, and it's not just putting bling on it. And I'm going to show you that. So let me show you how to make one of these. Let me show you how to make a square one and a deluxe. Okay, this is your basic bubblegum chain. This is store-bought. I've had this one for a while. We are going to be using this later. Let me put it over to the side. And this is my scrap bin, y'all. I've been making a lot of braids and chains. So I am going to show you how to make a bubblegum chain using, I believe this is 7/8. Yep, 7/8 inch ribbon. So any size ribbon that you want to use, you take the width of that ribbon and you multiply it times 8. Now, whenever I first started, y'all, I did not want to math. I didn't want to math. So I basically took the size ribbon that I wanted and used some scraps, and I laid 8 of them beside each other, and I marked it on here to where I needed to cut. So 8 side by side. I'm telling you, this is exactly how I did it. Use your scraps. Make sure they're the same size. If you don't want to math, don't math. You can tape them together to make sure that they stay exactly where you want them. And this works every single time. You don't even have to use the tiny scraps. Okay. I've got 8 pieces of my 7/8 inch acetate down here, and that ends up being 7 inches. I use this for mums, and it has my measurements on here for each thing, so I don't have to keep going back. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, it's been a while since I made a bubblegum chain. It's not my favorite, but it might be after we do the deluxe. So I'm gonna write right here, so 7/8 bubblegum. And that way I won't have to do this again. You can actually cut a piece of your acetate to 7 inches and write on it 7/8 inch bubblegum. Cut it to 7 inches and you've got your template. There are so many different ways to do this where you don't have to math. Y'all, I'm getting rid of these. I'm not keeping those. Now, I am going to go ahead and let's do a black and a white. Well, this is actually silver. I'm going to go ahead and double these up. And I am going to cut with my rotary cutter. You get a flat edge. And then I'm just going to go and cut in 7-inch increments. Okay, I have cut 27 of the black and 27 of the silver. We may or may not need that many. I was counting by this one, and this one's a little bit smaller. We shall see. Okay. this is how you're going to fold. So you're going to take each one of these, fold them in half, and crease. Take each end and bring it towards the middle. And they should be exactly the same on the ends. Okay? Similar to making a heart. Let's do that one more time. Let me go with the black. Fold in half. Tuck that to the middle. You can tuck this one to the middle as well. Bring them together. Make sure they are lined up all the way down to that crease. And pinch. So we're going to go through and fold all of these. You can actually do it down here on the table if you don't feel comfortable doing it in your hand. There we go. In half and then towards the middle. This one is a little bit time consuming. It's not difficult. It's just a lot of cutting and a lot of folding. But it is super simple. Alright, I'm going to get all the rest of these folded. We're going to put them together. Okay, I've got my last 4 here. So let me go ahead and show you one more way to fold it. Take it and tuck it down inside. There we go. In half. Tuck one side in. Make sure they're lined up. Pinch it and then take the other side. Like I said, this part is a little bit time consuming. It goes together pretty quick. The prep part is the pain for me. All right. These 2 folded ends are going to slide into each other. So you're always going to be working folded ends to folded ends. You can put a staple down here if you want to. Now take this one, and this one's going to go up. These 2 folded ends inside, and these should fit perfectly together. Because of the way we measured it, might be a little snug, but they will come through. I say they'll come through as I'm sitting here pulling them. There we go. There. Now I'm going to take the black and go that way. And then you're just going to continue on going back and forth and alternating the silver and the black. This makes a really tight, nice braid. Let's throw one more in here. Sometimes it's easier to flip it over. That bottom crease right there will stop it from going all the way through. You never have to double these ribbons. Only use one layer. And there we go. You just keep going back and forth. Silver, black. Let's talk about the store-bought bubblegums. So I buy these, y'all. I don't like making them. They're too time-consuming for me. And they are extremely cheap. I don't know exactly how much they are, but I will look up a price and let you know what it's going to cost me at Southern Floral when I go. I know that the time that it takes to make these, it's less expensive for me to purchase them already made. So you can actually, let me take, these are cut off pieces from Mums from last year and the year before. You can use these to add to the bottom of another braid. You can put these on a wrist. You can put these on a hair bow mum, a garter, whatever you want. But I am going to take these apart and make a bubblegum chain out of these pieces. Remember, nothing goes to waste. Okay, I've taken all of the ones that the cut pieces apart, and you can actually take them and just make brand new bubblegum braids, doing the same way that we did on this one. Turn it over and just alternate your colors. Okay. Similar to that. Or you can make a square bubblegum. So let's start with, we have more white, so let's start with the white. Again, folded ends through folded ends. Okay. Now, instead of flipping it over and going that way, we are going to take a white and we're going back across this way. Okay. Now, if you want to keep your black all going up, go ahead and go with a white here. Move this bottom one out of the way. And I'm wondering, let's see if we can go this way just to keep it all together. Nope, can't do that. These are folded really, really tightly. So there we go. Okay. And then we're going to go across, back the other direction. Now, take your black and go straight up. The black is always going to go up. And that is going to give you your black up that side. Let's go across with this white. I'm going to scooch that up a little bit. Okay. I'm leaving these unstapled, but if you're gonna leave it like this, put a staple in it, it'll keep it from moving around. But I'm probably going to be taking these apart and working with them on a different braid. So now we're gonna go back across and then back again with a black, folded to folded. And there we have our black up one side and our white completely up the other. And I just put that in the wrong direction. One more round here. Come on, pop through. There we go. And now up with the black. Play with it a little bit, y'all. These come apart and go back together so easily. There you go. That's what I did with this one. But I just went black, green, black, green. This gives you a checkerboard. This gives you a dotted line. This one was created with one of these. So this started out as, let's see, 32 inches. And it ended up 23 inches. So it lost about 10 inches weaving it this way. But it's a really cool effect. Okay. So I have 26 each of the black and the silver, and it made a 33-inch braid. And I have left this camera going the entire time from cutting to putting all this together. And I'm going to calculate exactly how much time it took me to make this braid, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like making these. I much prefer to buy them. I think it's going to be cheaper, but we will find out in the end, because I pay myself per hour, and I know what my time's worth, and I just don't think my time is worth making this braid, because it's flat. It's a pretty braid. It's a simple braid. It's flat, and it can add a lot to a garter or a mum. I just don't think that the time that you have to put into it is worth it for me. I would much rather just buy them. So let's take one of these and make a deluxe. And you have to actually start it in a specific place. So it needs to be this spot right here. So you need to be able to have this down and facing towards your left, and this needs to be looped right here. So you can use just about any type of ribbon that you want. It just has to be smaller than the ribbon you use to make the bubblegum chain. So since I have white and green on here, I'm going to use black. So whatever ribbon you use, you do not have to double it, because the bad side is not going to show. So face your ribbon up, good side showing, and slide it up through this first one. And y'all, this is definitely not as long as I'm going to need it, and I actually use this to practice a little bit because of how long it's been since I made one of these. And I'm going to tuck this right up next to this fold, and I'm going to put a staple in right down here just to keep it in place for me. Make sure that it's right next to that. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this over and then fold it this way. Okay, then I'm going to take this shiny side up and just slide it through here. And I want you to watch what's going to happen. There is your fold. Crease it. And then we're going to go back this way. Get right up next to this fold. And you can fold it like this if you want to. I'm just going to flip it over. Shiny side up. And slide it through. And it's going to make that triangle for us. And then make sure you're right up next to this. So what you're doing is putting a triangle on top of each one of these squares. Okay? So I'm flipping it over. I'm not even making that fold. And I didn't do that right. Ha! There we go. Shiny side up. And you see the loop? Dull side, shiny side. That is how you're going to make that triangle at the top. There we go. And you just keep going all the way up, just sliding under that one layer. Keep going. Make sure that that is down. And all the way in that corner. There we go. Fold it down. And like I said, if you want to, go ahead and make your little triangle. Go to the end and slide it through. Okay, and you're going to get a triangle on top of each one of these. Let's do one more. This is not very time consuming at all. There's your triangle. Okay, I am going to cut this off, and then I'm going to show you how you can add a piece of ribbon if you need to. If you say, I only have that much ribbon to work with, I'm going to go ahead and make this fold, because you know sometimes working with the longer pieces of ribbon is a pain. So I'm going to work this ribbon until I get to the end, and then we're going to find a good place to hide the end. Since this one doesn't go around the back, you really can't hide it around the back. Okay, so I'm seeing that I'm not going to be able to go anymore after I go under here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this about in the middle, because I know this is tucking under right there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here, and then I'm going to add, be sure and line it up, but add your next piece of ribbon. Now I know when I continue weaving with this, the addition where I put them together is going to be hidden. You're not going to see it. This works on just about any braid. Just try to find where it's going to be hidden. And there is where I added it, and you cannot see it. There's your triangle. Okay. I'm going to stop this one. You just go all the way up with it. And you're done. You can add some bling on here if you want to. But this is the first option for the deluxe bubblegum. It just adds a little pop of color. Okay, I'm going to try with the exact same size of ribbon that we used to make this bubblegum. So let's see how this works. I'm going to have to go this way. Trim this edge off. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make a point to make it easier to get through. Now this one you don't have to worry about snugging up because it's the exact same size. Let's fold that over. And let's see how this looks with the larger ribbon. That looks really nice. Tuck that down. There we go. That takes up half of that, but it looks really pretty. Putting the point on helps a lot getting it through, especially when you're using this size. Look at that, y'all. I'm loving it. Bring that out of my way a little bit. I'm sure that this would actually work well with satin. And I might try that here in just a minute. Or I will just show you a picture after I've tried it. Turn me loose. There we go. This one's going to take a little more finagling to get through because it is the exact same size as the ribbons that we used to make the braid to begin with. But look at that. So, so pretty. Let's do a couple more. Go ahead and trim my edges up a little bit. And it is way easier using a smaller length of ribbon. There we go. And that is all there is to adding that. And I think it would be super cute to put just a little tiny piece of bling right here. Either up one side only or all of them. So pretty. All right. Let me do some with some satin and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I did try it with satin. Satin does not, it's not stiff enough to go under here, so you're going to have to attach it to a safety pin. But it does go through that way. And it doesn't make the best creases. And it does flip a little bit. Let me see. There we go. So, not my first choice. But if all you have is a piece of satin to match, what you need to do, try it. If you need to put a touch of hot glue up under there, you can, it'll completely cover it. But you are going to have to use a safety pin to weave. And it kind of gets bunched up under there, so you would just have to play with it a lot more. And here it is with just a little tiny bling on there. That, look at that, y'all. That's perfect. So here are all of your options. Feel free to use your diamond ribbon. I'm leaving these attached because I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to keep. So pretty. Alright, y'all, that's it. Go buy you some bubblegum chains because they take forever. After I edit this video, I will tell you exactly how long it took me from cutting to folding to putting this together. And I'm almost certain that it's not going to be worth it to me. I would much rather buy the pre-made ones and make them into deluxe or square, because why not? These are super cute, y'all. Anyway, I'm doing this on the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July. Thank y'all for joining me. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Click the bell so you're notified every time that I upload or that I go live. And if y'all want to join our Facebook group, please answer all the questions. And the link is in the description. So, alright y'all. Thanks for joining me. This is my fireworks for the 4th of July. Thank y'all so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.